Welcome to the Dress Up Mom. Hello friends, thank you so much for tuning in. Today I'm getting ready to celebrate a birthday soon, and it's made me think a little bit about aging and style and how aging and style relate to one another. So I'm going to share a little bit of my feelings and thoughts around that today on the channel. But first, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. If you are a regular viewer, I love you. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It's the button. Free. It means everything to me. We are also on all the social media outlets, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at The Dress Up Mom, hashtag The Dress Up Mom. As I said, I'm getting ready to celebrate a birthday. I'm going to be 56 years old in a couple days, and I'm one of those weird people that really doesn't mind getting older. I kind of like whatever age I am, and I've never really had this feeling to want to be younger or even necessarily to want to look younger. Now, that's not to say that I definitely believe that at any age you want to try to look your best. You want to stay healthy. I'm a big yogi, I walk, I run. I've always been somebody who's active and want to keep my body in the best shape as possible. As I get older, that gets a little bit harder, but I think it's even more important. And I think staying current and knowing what's sort of out there in the way of style and fashion is also helpful. Not that you want to chase every trend, but remaining current to me is also important. So I don't necessarily mind aging and looking my age. I just don't want to look dated, I guess is the term. I'm mostly concerned about looking dated. I think I'm also kind of rare in that I don't mind going gray. I am going gray now. I'm going gray slowly. You can see I have salt and pepper-ish stuff going on in my hair here. It definitely looks more gray or more brunette depending on the light. But I'm just not a person that likes coloring hair. I never have been. And I think gray hair is kind of beautiful. I really almost wish that my hair was more gray. Now, I'm hoping that this conversation is going to get you all leaving comments and talking to me a little bit about your experiences, because I really kind of feel like this half and half gray is almost harder than if I was all gray for some weird reason, because like picking colors for clothes and all of that, this half and half stage is a little weird, but I don't mind it. I've liked it all along, and I think I'm going to enjoy as it gets grayer as well. I do find it a little bit interesting though that I'm literally the only person in my group of friends and social friends and even people at work. There are a couple people at work, but very few people who don't dye their hair. I'm like one of the only people I almost know my age that doesn't dye her hair. I have gotten over the years some real sort of peer pressure almost to dye my hair, especially from family members and others. And I'm a pretty strong person and know what I like, but I have to say, if I wasn't, I probably would just dye my hair because of the peer pressure of it. I've also never really minded being different, so I'm kind of okay that I'm the only 50-plus-year-old woman in a room that has some gray hair. It's very interesting to me. I've been thinking about it a lot more lately, and I just wonder why it is. I don't know. One thing I've found with letting my hair go a little bit grayer, I think that it's even more important to keep a pretty modern cut with that. I recently got my hair cut again and into a new cut. I like this little French bob with some fringe, a little bit of fringe, and I have a great stylist who helps keep me modern. And I used to wear my hair long for most of my life, or kind of shoulder length and up here and sort of all one length. I have good, nice hair. I always have, and it's wavy, and I've had it there. About 3 years ago, I just got sick of it. I also was really going through hot flashes, and this big head of hair felt so hot. So I just chopped it off into a short little pixie, which was just very different for me. And I loved it. I really loved wearing my pixie for the longest time and doing different things with it. But then, you know, I find I definitely get bored with hair, so I like to switch it up. definitely cutting my hair that short has made me much more adventurous in what I'm doing with my hairstyles since then, because again, going from that drastic change and having it be okay and liking my hair at all different stages of growing out, it's really been kind of fun. Another thing that I've noticed as I age is that I'm much more adventurous with my style and with what I wear and what I'm comfortable wearing. I don't know, I've always been adventurous with my clothes. Even from high school on, I've always liked to kind of push the edge a little bit, love fashion, so combining things differently has always been fun. If I think back on it though, during my 30s and 40s, was much more conservative and really not as fun with what I was wearing. And I think that's for a number of reasons. I was raising kids, was really kind of busy. We were doing things like going to, sporting events and school stuff with the kids, which doesn't lend itself as much to having fun. I've always tried to do that with my work clothes, but definitely noticed since I turned 50, I'm kind of like, who cares? If I like it, if I want to wear it, if it makes me feel good, I'm going to do it. And I'm just getting more and more adventurous with my clothes and having a lot more fun with them. And certainly that's one of the reasons that I started the channel, is to really explore that a little bit more in myself and hope that it'll inspire some others to do it as well. Throughout all of this, I think it does help having a really supportive husband and kids who don't make me feel weird about what I'm wearing and how I'm always changing my hair and doing all this kind of stuff. There have been a couple times when my husband Doug has been like, doing that? You're wearing that? And I've had a lot of fun telling him, you know what, honey? If you think this is bad, I just plan on getting wackier with what I wear as I get older, so I hope you're okay with it. Along the way here lately, I have found some inspiration from other YouTubers, Instagrammers, social influencers that are of a little bit more advanced age. I'm going to tell you a couple of those, and I would love to hear if there are people that inspire you as well. One is Monique Parent. She is a fellow YouTuber and this beautiful Hollywood actress that started, I think, her video when she was going gray. She's a beautiful head of gray hair, and she's just a hoot and so much fun to watch. One of the favorite people I follow on Instagram is Ari Cohen. He goes by Advanced Style, and he's a photographer that goes out and photographs women that are advanced. I mean, older women, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. It's so inspirational, and to see what these women are wearing, how great they look. They take lots of risks in there, and it's something that I really enjoy following and viewing every day to see what's going on the Advanced Style. I will put links to all of these and information on all of these people in the description below too. Another one, and I can't really pronounce her name, it's something like Tespora Solomon. She's fantastic. She has such great style. She loves hats, and I love watching and seeing what she's wearing every single day. I follow Grey Models, a modeling agency out of the UK that hires people of an older age for modeling, which is very inspirational. That'd be so fun to do. There's also Antique Goddess. She's a hoot. Tamara Beardsley and Brenda Kinsel. I also follow a couple of the 80s supermodels, Kim Alexis and Nancy Donahue. I find them very inspirational too, and to see how they're aging really beautifully. Also Dawn Gallagher and Anne Bezamont, I think it is. Anne is an ex-French model. They put some great things up too. So those are just the few people that I follow recently that have given me some inspiration. Again, I'm sure there's many others, but I do find it's fun to see what other people around my age are doing and how they're enjoying themselves as they age, aging beautifully, and still staying very stylish and fun. Well, my friends, I think that's it for this time. Again, I would love to know sort of how you feel about aging, what you do to keep inspired. If you think what I'm saying is just a crock, put that in there too. But I just wanted to talk about this a little bit today. So I'm looking forward to, again, another year of being older, hopefully wiser, having a little bit more fun with my style every year. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. And until next time, have fun and dress it up a little.